All right, folks, so you've seen how we converted the Pig Latin exercise from Code Academy into a nice simple GUI version that we can play in Code Sculptor. That. By making these functions, right? We made a function, text value changed, and get output text, and then we were able to run the GUI by inputting those two function names. So if you really understand what's going on here, you're ready for the Guido challenge. The basic Python for this exercise came from this book, Game Programming, the L Line, by Andy Harris, and it's basically an ode to Guido von Rossum, who is the author of the Python programming language. And the way it works is like this. So it's basically, using a conditional here, this if, and it says, okay, it gets as input your first name, and prints out nice to meet you, first name. If your first name is Guido, it says, hey, thanks for inventing Python. So let's just play it here. So I'll run it. Let's see. First time I'll just put my name and click OK. It just says, nice to meet you, TJ. Okay, so this condition of being equal to Guido failed, so it didn't execute this last little bit. So let me clear that and try again. This time I'll be Guido. Hit OK, and it says, nice to meet you, Guido. Hey, thanks for inventing Python. All right, so we want to do something like that. Your mission is to do something like that, but in simple GUI. So I'll show you what it's going to look like here when you play it. It's going to say, what is your first name? And if I say TJ and press enter, it says, nice to meet you, TJ. And I can click on this button that says, let me ask again. And it'll ask me again, what is your first name? And this time I'm going to say Guido. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I'll say Guido and press enter. And it says, nice to meet you, Guido. Hey, thanks for inventing Python. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to give you a template, but I just want to go through this. And actually, yeah, I'll just show you the template here. So the link that you'll get kind of starts you out. We have this global variable called prompt that says, what is your first name? And we have this function reset. This is the function that gets called when you press the button. It sets the value of first line. So we have these two global variables, first line and second line. And it sets them up for their beginning value. So in the beginning, we want the first line to say, what is your first name? And we want the second line to be blank. Okay, the second line is only going to be filled in if the first name was Guido. Okay, so that is going to be, that's completed for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to add any code to that one. The next function where you're going to have to add some code is here, text value changed. So here you want to set the first line to a friendly response based on the first name. If the first name is Guido, you're going to set the second line to a thank you for inventing Python. So the idea then is if the first name is anything, well, no matter what the first name is, you're going to set the greeting to be nice to meet you, comma, plus first name, plus period. Okay? And then if the first name is Guido, then we're going to set the second line to say, hey, thanks for inventing Python. Okay. So that's what's going on here. So again, in the text value changed is where you're setting these global variables to what they're supposed to be. And the default, of course, for the second line is blank. But if you're going to add your code down here, you're going to set the first line, and then if the first name is Guido, then you're going to, in the second line, say thanks for inventing Python. Okay, and then here's where we get the first line or get the second line. We just want to return the value of those global variables there. Okay. So then the way to go through and solve this is, go ahead and look at how the Pig Latin was translated from the plain wrapper Python to this to these functions with the simple GUI. Take a look at the plain wrapper Guido, and then figure out what pieces need to go into these functions. So that's your assignment.